took me so long getting back to my right mind.
Blow your mind.
Why you do that like that? It's a lot of money. Why are you mad like that? I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't get too bad, my bad. Yeah. First of the
We are just across the Allegheny River from downtown Pittsburgh at rain-soaked Heinz Field in the Steel City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. Pretty move. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go! 26-yard line.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And, whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. From the gun, it's Jackson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. So certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14.
Check 52. Check 26. Check 26. Wide. Get wide.
Jackson from the shotgun. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them, in a sense, and gotten the ball from them.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. 31 yards there and a first down.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle, or if you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage, you got a chance to rumble.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
Here's a run with Mixon. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
Let's get it.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Under 10, under 10, 10. Watch the ship, watch the ship. Hey, hey, watch the ship, watch the ship.
Here's Mixon. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th. Okay, so you just took the big loss. Now what are you doing on 4th down?
Well, we have a change of plans now is what we have, because I think they're looking at the play sheet, trying to dial something up to go for it on 4th down. But after that loss, that goes right out the window. Now you have to kick the field goal and hope to come back down the next time and score.
This is taken at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
You got nothing.
8 yards on the run there, and that leaves them with 3rd and just a couple.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Here we go. Get to Pittsburgh. It's free. Free. Check it out, check it out. Set. Go. Check 3. Hey, switch gears. Check 24. Slam. Chest.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. Flushed out right. He may try and run for this. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down.
And a Raven first down.
Come on, set. Turn the ending. 5-4. Do the right. Turn the right. Out. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. Those free safeties, they get to sit back there if they've got good pass rushers like this team does. Read like a book. He read it like a book and took it in for 6.
And if they use their eyes well and their anticipation skills, they can make big plays, just as what we saw A free safety's dream. Follow the football, go to it, and take it the other way.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This is taken at the 3. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Second and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
We got to get the ball, D. Get the ball right here. Let's go. Watch the eyes.
From the gun, Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24. And that's where the play began, the 24-yard line. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 42 yards. So now following the big play, they've got a first and goal all the way down at the 10. Operating from the gun, Jackson sliding out of the pocket. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. Call it a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. So on fourth down, here's the Ravens Pro Bowl kicker, Justin Tucker, out onto the field. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
And some room to maneuver.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
This is Mixon on the draw. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Watson. Flush to his right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
Third down and 13.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
After the incompletion, here's second and 10 from the 20. To throw is Jackson. Throwing again. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
Now they face a third and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, first and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. The delay of game backs him up 5, first and 15. Back to throw, Watson. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Sponge. Sponge. Hey, 24.
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
Set. 19. 59. 59.
Watson to throw on 3rd and 1. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, a give to Mixon. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
He's crashing. He's chopping it up. Hey, check 24. Check 24. 22, check, cover. 22, check, cover. Switch.
Now Joe Mixon. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On 2nd and 9, Watson. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 14. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Eyes up. Time to go.
They'll run with Mixon. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
I got it. Alert. Mike's 59. Stay with your man.
A shotgun snap for Watson. Buying time to his left. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first. They come out here in the eye. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Joe Mixon, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenge.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The Steelers take over first and
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Watch the block, motion, block.
Check 50, check 50.
Hey, 59. Right, check, 59. Watch the curl. 81. Deuce. Hatchet. Check. Fresno.
Here we go, check and motion. Check the call.
Back to Mixon on first down. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. To throw on 2nd and 6. Watson, he's going to loft one deep left side here. This is caught inside the 15. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. A real field flipper there, as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. From the gun, here's Watson. Flushed out right. And now he's going to use his left, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster, as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go, man. At their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Watch the pass.
Now Jackson from the gun, he'll throw. And he's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And they will not get a chance to return this one, as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play there for the Steelers. 58 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
24.
On first down, it's Watson. And the catch made by Johnson. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Watch out, watch out.
Throwing on second down, Watson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Mike is 59. Mike the coach up. Rush in.
Hey, 31.
Out of the gun, Watson. The quick slant caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Deontay Johnson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know that...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 23. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Joe Mixon, 77 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
Here we go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Flush to his right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Marquise Brown was the intended target, but it's going to be second down.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Mike, 55. Check, 55, Mike. I hope you brought your left because I'm about to take you.
Jackson to throw again. Forced out to his left. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Ready. It's our field. It's our field. Hey, it's our house. Echo. Hurry, ready.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Check. Lucky. 9.
Mixon. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
18. 59. Alert. 59. He don't know no better. Ain't no time out. Line us up.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Now a first down throw. Watson firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Hey, check 25. Get the boy down, he's coming. Watch the safety creep.
Now with the play clock down to 2, we're going to get a timeout here. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
Let's make these babies crawl all the way back home. 59. Mike 5-9. Alert. Quarterback, don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up.
Watson. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young.
Okay, partner, no surprise to you. I'm going to look at this from the defensive perspective. In the rain, you have to be more cautious trying to cover passing routes. Why? The offense knows where they're going with the football. The receiver knows the route he's going to run. You have to make sure you keep your footing underneath you.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
To throw again on second down. Jackson out of the backfield. That's complete to Kamara. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First down, Ravens.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Rolling to his left. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Spins away. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. That'll go as a loss of 9, and it leads to 3rd down. Back now in Pittsburgh. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does them in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Let's go, defense. Our time. Hey, 24. 59's Mike. 59's Mike. Check, 59. Strong. Mike 5'9". Mike 5'9". Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
From just shy of midfield, Watson. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass.
And the pressure gets to him again. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack.
And it has been a good game for them. They haven't been pressured very much today, but on back-to-back sacks, maybe the defense is starting to figure something out.
Here's Tressway now. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Jackson on first down. being chased out left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down. Here's a 2nd and 7 now from their own 7. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Get him down up past the 15. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Here's Kamara out of the pistol. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. A good pickup there, a 22. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
On first down, they look downfield, and it's complete. Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Following the penalty, it's Kamara. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. And this is going to be intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Now here's Ross. "12 yards on the return that time. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing.
And now here is another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
54. Whip. Watch the whip.
Throwing now, Watson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Mixon. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 39-yard line.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Steelers, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Championships, all my records go hard, this a champion hit. I've been working for this moment like I've been in the gym. Jumping all over hurdles, I'm evading the pit. Head to head with anybody, take them, I can shake them. I invite them to the fire, then I bake them, I'ma break them. I'm a Hall of Fame legend, they should go and hang my jersey. Made to put in work, I don't think they really heard me like. Move the chains, I'm about to make a play. Move the chains, tell them get about the way. Move the chains, I'm about to win the game. Move the chains, baby, tell them move the chains. Ain't no stopping me, ain't no topping me, I am up. #1 seed, ain't nobody popping up. Got a squad of gorillas from the jungle suited up. You kicking off against me, hope you ready, get it up. I be booted up, popping out a Sprinter or a truck. Whole team chasing bags while they chasing us. Calling audible, I read the game, I think it's time to switch. You get hit if I